right, so today is the 6th. Wednesday's the 6th. We took our quarter test this morning. You should be about finished with the warm-up. We're gonna go over that. After which, we're gonna do some more quadratic word problems. Oh, before I do that, I do need to show you how to find rate of change between 2 points. Rate of change. You know how to do it, but you haven't done this with the quadratic function, so I'd rather show you how to do rate of change with a quadratic function than to assume that you can put the pieces together. So I'll just give you some examples in your notebook. We'll do a couple. Don't forget, you need to finish the study guide. These are the problems that you're doing tonight. There is a homework help video. And then if you don't finish it tonight, then you need to finish it on Thursday. Please make sure that you study your notes. Don't forget about tutoring today at 3. Tomorrow, there'll be a teacher model video. In the video, you need to make sure you complete the warm-up. There are word problems. I'm getting ready to give you the worksheet for the word problems that you're going to do tomorrow. And then Friday, you'll take the test. Please don't forget to submit all of your work. Any questions, comments, or concerns about the next 2 days?
Are you not going to be here?
Do we have a sub? Or?
No. Yeah, we had one, but they canceled, so it's going to be probably. Unless they shuffle people around, which they do that sometimes. Everything is on Canvas. Y'all don't remember me telling y'all I wasn't going to be here?
Yeah, you said yesterday. You said it yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You did tell us that.
All right. Y'all got it?
Yeah.
All right, we wrote in our planner already. But let's make sure that we have everything there so you'll know what's going on. Please check off if you did the homework last night. Please check that off. Don't forget about the tutoring. Don't forget about the homework. And there is a help video. Okay? Tomorrow, you need to make sure for the homework that you finish the study guide. Please make sure that you watch the video. In class, teacher is absent. Please make sure that you watch the video. Do everything that's in the video, please. The warm-up and the word problems. Friday is your test and you submit work. Any questions? Yes, babe.
Friday, I won't be here.
It's online. Everything's online. Okay. All right. Let's look at the warm-up. Okay. It says simplify using exponent rules. So let's simplify the numerator first. You're multiplying. So when you multiply exponents that have like bases, what do you do with the exponents? Add them. So that's going to be, guys, that's going to be 3 plus a -2 on the top. And then we have x to the 8th power on the bottom. Negative 8, sorry. All right, so on the top, that gives us x to the what power?
X to the
First power. On the bottom, that's still to the negative 8. Just bring it over. Now, when you're dividing exponents with like bases, what do you do with the exponents there?
subtract them.
You subtract them. So this is going to be x1 minus a negative 8. And what is 1 minus a negative 8?
-9. -7.
Positive 9. Minus a negative is what?
Minus a negative.
It makes the negative positive.
Mm-hmm.
Plus a negative equals.
Mm-hmm. Yes, baby. Okay. All right. Now we're factoring this problem here. How do we factor this trinomial? What's the first thing? Yes, babe. Look for GCF first. Is there a GCF? No, not for all three terms other than one. Okay, so after we establish there's no GCF, what do I do? Yes. All right, so we create the chart, multiply first and last. What does that give us?
6.
And don't forget -6. And what we're gonna put here?
1.
Positive 1. Okay. So now we're thinking what two numbers can be multiplied together to give me a -6, but when I add, I get a positive 1. Yes.
-2 and positive 3.
-2 times a positive 3. So -2 plus 3, yes, that gives me 1. Okay, so now, once I do that, what's my next step? Yes.
You split up the x squared.
Okay, so I have two binomials, and in each parentheses, I put x. Okay, and what am I going to put in the first parentheses as my first binomial?
X minus 2.
X minus 2. And what about in the second parentheses?
X plus 3.
X plus 3. And this is factoring. It didn't say solve, or I would set each of the factors equal to 0. Okay? And find what my zeros are, my roots, or my x-intercepts. But since it just says factor, then I'll leave it like this. Any questions? All right, the next one. It says f of x, and this is a linear equation here, models the height of a candle x seconds after it is lit. What is the meaning of the y-intercept? What is the meaning of this 5 here? Yes, the starting height of the candle. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to pause to give you a chance to write. Okay, so let's take out this word problem sheet from yesterday. Was it? This is where we left off yesterday. Did we leave off here, or was it the other sheet? This. Okay, all right. So this is my 6th period now. This is 5th. I forgot to put 5th and 6th on there. All right, so let's continue. Yes, babe. Okay. Anybody else need that sheet? No. We'll pass this over. Yes. All right, here we go. Everybody got their calculator. We're going to clear it. 2nd plus 7, 1, 2. If you want to clear the entire calculator, reset it, go over to all. 2nd plus 7, all, 1, 2. Okay? All right. So let's continue with this one. Number 2. Is everybody ready, or you need me to wait? Come on, Elijah. All right. So a toy rocket is launched vertically upward from the ground. Okay, at 0 height. So it's going from the ground and then up into the air. The initial velocity, or the initial speed of the velocity of the rocket is 128 feet per second. Okay, then its height h after t seconds is given. So this is the equation right here. They're telling you that h is the total height, y is the total height, and the x or the t is the time in seconds. That's all it's saying there. All right. So we found out how long it would take for the rocket to return to the ground. That's this x-intercept right here. We typed it in the calculator to figure out it was 8. Remember, when you type it, the equation in the calculator, what button do you press to type in an equation? Y equals. And then when you type in the equation, you have negative 16 x squared. What did we say that negative 16 was in front of the x squared? Yes.
The gravity.
Right. That's the part that is making it loop back around and come down. That's excellent. Okay. Then we have our plus 128x. What is the 128? Yes.
It shows like how like the seconds after.
What's the 128, Peyton?
How fast it goes?
How fast it's going. That's your initial speed. Okay. That's the initial speed. All right. And then the fact that it doesn't have a C value, what does the C value represent?
The starting amount.
The starting amount. It's the height. And the height starts at what?
Ground.
Ground level 0. Okay. All right. So now it's asking you, how many seconds will it take for the rocket? Will the rocket be at 112 feet? So where can I go to see how long it's going to take for it to reach 112? What could I press? Yes. I could press second graph. Okay, I look at my table, and how long does it take to reach 112 feet? It takes 1 second. And then what?
7. I said 7.
No, you're not wrong. So at how many seconds?
1.
At 1 second, and what's the other one? 7 seconds. Okay.
So technically 2 seconds.
No, 1 second, and then again at 7 seconds. It's above at 1 second and what? 7 seconds. How long will it take for the rocket to hit its maximum height? What are they asking for?
The height.
They're asking for this right here. Are they looking for x of the vertex or the y of the vertex? Okay. How long? It's x. X is your seconds, and your y is your what? Height. Okay, so this part of the vertex that they're looking for the seconds. So how do I find the x of the vertex? What formula do I use? AOS. I don't know who said that, but that is right. Axis of good, Josiah. Axis of symmetry. Okay, that's how we find the x value of the vertex. What's the formula for axis of symmetry? Yes.
Negative b over 2a.
Negative b over 2a. So we didn't list our a, b, and c. No, we didn't. All right, so we have a. What's our a?
Negative 16.
Negative 16. What's our b?
128.
128. Oops. Sorry, y'all. And what's our c?
0.
It's 0. All right, so this is going to give us negative, what's b?
Negative 16.
Negative 128. I keep wanting to write 8. And on the bottom, this is 2 times what?
Negative 16.
Negative 16. So this is negative 128 divided by
32.
negative 32. Okay. So let's type that in. Second mode takes me to the main screen. And I want to type in negative 128 divided by a negative 32. And what does that give us? 4. So that's 4 seconds. It takes 4 seconds. No, that's okay. And then what's another way that we could do this?
You do second graph.
You could do second graph. And then you could choose where is the highest point. But what's another way? Anybody remember that?
One way would be if 1 and 7, for example, are the same number, have the same y value, you could figure out what's in between them because that would give you the highest point.
Okay, so yeah, basically we just finding what the highest point is. We could use the table to do it. You could figure it out logically. All right. Does anybody remember another way? Yes. Okay, good. Let's graph it. Let's see, we might need more space. And we do. We're going to have to go up more. Okay. All right, so let's do window. And we need to go up on the Y. So we definitely need to go past, how tall is that? 128 was, let's try 200. And let's see what it do, okay? And then this is a long way, so we don't need to do increments of 1. Let's do increments of 10. Okay? And then graph it and see what we get. All right, so look, we need to go up a little bit more. So what you want to go up now, Window?
250.
Let's do 250. Let's graph again. Okay, so we need to go up a little bit more. What do you want to go up now?
270.
270. Somebody said that first. So we try 270. Okay, we good?
Yeah.
All right, so now we have the graph. Now we need to find this point. So we can press second and trace. Now, which one do you think is going to be the value that we're looking for?
Maximum.
We're looking for maximum. Good job, babe. So when you go to maximum, okay, you're going to put a cursor on this side and a cursor on that side, okay? So let me see. Need to move my cursor over. I'm going to get close to it. Okay, I'm press enter on this side. And then I'm going to press enter on the other side. And so look at what I get. Okay. So I get about 4. Do you see how this is almost 4 right here? So this is 4. And what's this?
200.
256. So the maximum height is going to be what?
256.
256. And another way we could have did that was just by plugging in 4. Because you could have just said, you could have had the equation y is equal to negative 16, and then plug in 4 squared plus 128 times 4, okay? And that would have given you your 256. Any questions? All right, I want you to do number 3 on your own, please. I'm going to pause for the pause. I want you to do 3 on your own. See if you did anybody get stuck? Possibly. Okay, that's fine. All right, so it says a rocket is launched from a top at 101 foot cliff. The initial velocity, that's the initial speed, okay, is 116, okay? You okay? So without looking at, well, they don't give you the equation. So what would my equation for this be if it's launched from this many feet and this is the speed of that rocket? So I know b y is equal to what? Anybody know? Yes, what you think?
I think it'd be y equals negative 16 t to the power 2
Okay.
plus 116 t.
All right, plus, you said plus 100, thanks, sorry about that, 116 t or x
Plus 101.
plus 101. Very good. Okay. And so that's what you would substitute. You substitute the initial velocity. This is the speed of the rocket. And then you substitute the initial height where the rocket was launched. So these are the 2 numbers that are substituted. Any questions about how I got that as the equation?
No.
Katie, are you okay with that? All right, so this is A. B, how long does it take for the rocket to hit the ground after it is launched? So what did you do to figure out how long it took for it to hit the ground? What'd you do?
AOS.
No, not AOS. AOS is the axis of symmetry. So that's going to tell you the x value of the vertex, the highest point. So somebody else want to tell me, how do you figure out how long it took for it to hit the ground? What are they asking for? Yes.
0.
They're asking for one of the zeros where it hit the ground. So it lifted, it started here at this, right? And then where it hit the ground is right here. This is where it hit the ground. So this is the part that you're looking for. This, well, not necessarily drawn to scale. That's not what I meant to draw, but almost out of lid already. So this is your Y, this is your X, and maybe it's going just like this. This is the what of the parabola? Which one of these numbers is this going to be?
The C.
The C, which is what?
101.
101 right here. This is the starting height. Okay. What is, let's see, this is going to be the what of the graph? This is the vertex. And what's this vertex called? Minimum or maximum? This is your maximum. That's your maximum value, your maximum height. And what's this going to be? This is going to be your zero. What's another word for zero?
X-intercept.
X-intercept. And what else? Roots. And this is where it hit the ground right here. This will be where it hit the ground. Not over here, even though this is a root, a X-intercept, but it doesn't hit over here because it started here, went in the air, and landed here. This is the number you're looking for. So how do I find this number? What do I do to find that number? Sorry. What do I do to find this number right here? Yes.
You put in the
You type it in the calculator.
Type in the calculator and write
All right. I'm gonna clear my calculator. Second plus, I did about second plus 712. I'm gonna type it in the calculator. So that's gonna be negative 16. Sorry, Peyton. X squared plus 116 x plus 101. All right, go ahead. What would you do after you type it in? What'd you do?
You go to graph.
Okay.
And then you do trace.
All right, so we're going to graph.
Oh wait, you gotta put the window.
All right, so let's go. We want to see the parabola, so let's go window.
I had it at what we had before.
Okay, so you wanted at what was it, 270?
It worked.
And then what did we go by tens?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we can almost see the top. It's fine because we really don't want to know this top yet. We want to know this point.
You trace.
I'm gonna go down just a little bit, only because
I think that's what I did. I put it down. The scale, I put it in the negatives.
so let's do negative. Let's do one. No, I know what you're saying.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, baby. I'm sorry.
Can we go back to the formula? I think I typed it in.
The equation?
Yes.
It's this right here. And we wrote it at the top too, babe. This right here. You got it?
Yep.
Okay, Sammy, sit up. All right, so now we got graph. Okay, Peyton, good job. So after we graph, what did you say we do next?
You press trace.
Okay. Second, let's press second trace.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And you do 0.
You do 0. Okay. Find your cursor, and we're going to go over this way. We're going to go above and below, enter. Okay, and we get what?
I got 8.
Yeah, same.
Maybe, let me do mine again. Let's make sure Miss Ray has typed in the right thing. Negative.
And also when I wrote
Yeah,
the
okay.
second graph, it was 8 also.
So let me go to, let's see.
Like the closest you could get was
Yeah,
5.
that's closest. That's the closest right there. So it's like
It's like
it's somewhere in there.
About 8.
It's about 8 and some change.
Yeah, 8.
So it's the closest that we can get. Let me do it one more time. I'm trying to get a little closer. All right, so let me go above and then go below. Why is it saying 9.03? Because 9 doesn't give it to you, does it? 9 is this right here.
Negative. Maybe it's because you put your scale as on negative 100.
Maybe, but it still shouldn't give me that. Still should give me it still should give me it should be about 8 something. That's what it says. It says 8 point something. What's yours say?
8.035.
That's what it's
Yeah,
that's
that's what
the answer. It's supposed to be 8.0 something.
It says
So
10. So,
So I just put
yeah.
the about.
Let's do about 8 point what you think?
It says round to nearest 10.
Oh, so
It's just
it would just be
8.
8.
'Cause
let's be 8. So let's just put about 8. All right. Yeah, I still don't know why mine is coming up as 9, but it's supposed to be 8. All right, so let's look at number 4. Kaden, was you okay with that? Okay. All right, you and a friend are hiking the mountains. You want to climb the ledge at 20 feet above you. The height of the grappling hook you throw is given at this function right here. Okay. What is the maximum height of the grappling hook? Okay, so how do you figure that out? What can you do to find that in the calculator?
You type it in y equals.
Type it in y equals. Press the graph. I don't need that much space. I'm going to go back down. Okay. All right, so after I get my graph, what do I do to find the highest? It says, what is the maximum height? What do I do to find the maximum height? Second trace. And which one of these values? Maximum. Yes, go ahead, babe.
Can I see the
Equation?
window settings?
Window. And you don't really even need it to be, you don't need to go down negative. It can be a negative 50 almost. And this doesn't have to be too far. We can go back to 50. And then we can graph it. You know I can't hear you, right? You gotta speak up a little bit. I couldn't hear you. Are you just kind of thinking out loud?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Because it says, can you throw it high enough to reach the ledge? Unless
All
your
right.
arms
So
are
you have to
close
figure
the middle.
you have to figure out what the highest point is first, and then you're gonna compare the two. You see what I'm saying? So you have to figure out the highest point first. All right. So how do I figure out the highest point? Maximum. So again, I'm gonna put my cursor on this side, and then as close as I can get it, and then I could have probably went a little closer. And so what did you get as the highest point? About 21. Okay, so is that enough?
Yes.
I got something different.
So you climb the ledge about 20 feet above you. The height of the hook, but the tallest height is what? It's 21.
And you can throw your grapple up there 21 feet.
So
So it would
yes,
be
it would be yes.
Okay, I guess yes. You and a friend, because the tallest height is going to be 21. So you have 1
Is that
feet.
the height of the ledge or
That's
Yeah.
the height of where they want.
Better
the
want it.
grappling
I was
hook?
about to
So
say.
it would be high enough.
You should be able to make this.
You should be able to make it. So can you throw it high enough to reach the edge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 1 foot difference. This is 20, and this is 21. Yeah, you should be able to. All right, so I'm gonna put maximum height is 20. Oh, it's 21. Okay. Number 5, you are trying to dunk a basketball. You need to jump 2.5 feet in the air to dunk the ball. The height that your feet above ground is given by this function right here. What is the maximum height of your feet above the ground? Okay, so we're finding maximum height again. So what do we do to find the maximum height?
Go back to y equals.
Go back to y equals. So we're going to type this in. Okay. Now where do I go?
Graph it.
I can graph it. Well, my window is not the best either. Ugh. All right. So let's do 20. Let's do -10. Let's see what that does.
Might fix it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it makes it a little bit better. Okay. Let's do. Let's try 10. Let's go up 10. Let's see what it did. Oh, you know what? That window range you see this right here? This needs to go back to 1 again. All right, that's better. Yeah, that's more like it. All right, so how do I from here after I graph it? And look, if you need to see my window, this is what it looks like.
It's just the normal one.
Yeah. So now when I graph it, what am I gonna do to figure out the highest point?
Second trace.
All right, second trace, maximum. So I'm gonna do the cursor on each side. I'll go up just a little bit right here, and then go over on the other. Ooh, not down there. And so what is that gonna be?
It's 2.25.
2.25. Yep. So 2.25. So can he dunk it?
No.
No. Bless his little heart. He's only shy a little bit. How much is he off by?
About 3 inches.
25.
0.25. Max height is 2.5. Off by 0.25. Okay. Number 6. See if you can do number 6 on your own. See if you can do that one. Let me slide this over. I didn't know y'all couldn't see that. Try number 6 on your own. All right. So what equation did you get for here? It says the diver is standing at a platform 24 feet above the pool. Okay. And what's that going to be a part of the equation? What part of the equation? That's going to be your C. Your C is 24. That's your starting height. He jumps from the platform at initial upward velocity as 8. What's that part?
That's the
That's your B. That's your speed. Okay, and then of course your x squared term is going to be what? What's A?
that was the gravity.
Very good. Okay, so then the equation that we're writing is h of t, or y is equal to what?
Negative 16x
Squared plus 8
plus
X
8x
plus
plus 24.
Very good. Okay, so now it's asking you, after you do all of that, it's asking you here, how long will it take for him to hit the water? So what are they asking for here?
the 0.
The zero. Okay, the zero. So where do we go to find our zero for this?
Type it in y equals.
Go to y equals and type it in. Okay. All right, so what do I go after I type it in? Graph it. All right, I need to adjust my window a little bit. I want to go up. So window, let's go up. Instead of 10, what do you want to go up to? 30. Okay, that's pretty decent. And you can always change this, the x, if you wanted to. X is, I'll just leave it alone. It's not a big deal. All right, so now I want to know what? Which part of this graph am I trying to figure out?
The 0.
The zero. Is it this zero or the one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the right. So what do I press?
Second trace.
Second trace.
And then go to 0.
Go to 0. And now I'm going to put my cursor above, right? One right above the line, the x-axis, and then where?
One right below.
Right below, and press enter. And what does that give us?
1.5.
1.5. Okay. So how long does it take for him to hit the water?
1.5 seconds.
1.5 seconds. I mean, it happens so fast, though. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. It just fell. Boom. All right. Any questions? Anybody lost there? All right. This little sheet that I gave you, I wanted you to try. I kind of wanted you to do this. Try this with somebody. Yeah, I wanted you to do this with a partner to see how many of these you can actually get right. Okay. And then I can post the answers later, but I just want to see how many you can get right. Okay. All right, please make sure you put your name and your partner's name. If it's 3 people, put all 3 people. All right. If you can't work together, I'm going to move you. Okay. Yes, but you raising your hand? Rectangle. It looks like this, right? All right. It says a rectangle is 5 meters longer than the width. So the length is 5 longer. That's 5 plus what W, right? And then this is W. What's the area? What's the formula for area? Length times width. What did they say the length was? 5 plus W. And what's the width? W. Okay. What did they say A was? So you plug in 66 here. Okay. So now you're going to solve this. So look, this I distribute. So this is going to be, you all right? 5W. Oops, 66. This is a quadratic function. So the only way to solve a quadratic function, you need to move everything to the same side. How do I move 66 over here? So now this is 0. And I have, which one of these do I write first? W squared plus 5W minus what? Minus 66.